What's up, everybody? Michael Reeder CPA, owner of Reeder CPA Group here. Hope all of you are doing well. Today, I want to talk about how I work within the franchise industry as a CPA. Now, for the past close to 10 years, I've been working with franchise consultants, adding value to them by being a CPA tool on their tool belt of resources that they can tap into in order to help them with their franchise buying candidates. So, the stuff that we talk about on these calls are accounting, tax, entity structure, funding, item 19, item 21 of the FDD, pro forma financial statements, resale financial statements if it's a resale. We talk about these things with the buyers in order to make sense of it all for them. This is complicated stuff for a lot of people. And these are often the types of things that get that get buyers hung up on moving forward because they just don't have a good plan in place when it comes to everything that I just talked about. Me and my team, we dive deep into these topics with the franchise buyers, when they're going through the franchise buying process. We oftentimes have, not just one, but 2 or 3 consultation calls before the buyers, are ready to work with us in a paid context. Right. And so, just providing massive upfront value. And by doing this, what it does just naturally is that it just makes the experience that the franchise buyer has with their franchise consultant that much better, because the franchise consultant often is the one that brings me and my team into the conversation. We get connected to a lot of our clients initially when they're going through that business buying process, right? And then, then we help them with due diligence during the business buying process. There might be a paid engagement where they want us to help them with their pro formas and their SBA loan application. They might want to, help us do due diligence on a seller's financial statements when in negotiation with the seller of a business resale. So we help them set up their entity. But then after that, year after year after year, we're working with them as a strategic CPA firm, with ongoing accounting and tax services, tax planning, tax preparation. We meet a lot of these people initially during that business buying journey, right? So when I meet people, when I meet a lot of our clients, they are going through a very major chapter of their life because they're buying a business, and that's a big freaking deal. It's usually, if not the most expensive investment of their life, it's like, the second or third after their house or other real estate or other businesses. So this is a big deal. We are a CPA that you can bring into the mix to talk to your client about these things, about these accounting, tax, entity structure, funding, financial projections, et cetera. And have the peace of mind that we're going to get them even more fired up for business ownership than they were before. And we're going to simplify these complex matters for them, give them a good roadmap and how all this is going to work and how they're going to optimize their tax strategy, et cetera. And it's just going to get them more fired up to just, sign on the dotted line and say, let's go. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to dive in. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I have, I know I'm going to start out I'm going to be at a cash flow negative because I'm starting from zero. I'm starting from zero revenue. I'm leaving my corporate job, and I know that, but let's do it, man. I'm ready. It's like that. We bring that type of energy. We help people just with the mindset. Forget about the accounting and taxes, right? I mean, just the mindset of a business owner. We're just naturally we're helping with that as well, with just the stuff that we talk about, and just how to approach it, right? I mean, how do you, are you okay with the fact that you're going to be in a negative cash flow for 12 to 18 months as you ramp up your business from zero? And then we talk about, the importance of cash flow over profit, and, what's more important, profit or cash flow? Cash flow is more important than profit because you need cash flow now and later. You need profit later. You don't need it now. If you're starting up, so you need profit eventually or else you're going to have a problem, but you need cash flow now and later. And so there's different types of cash flow. There's operational cash flow, right? Revenue minus expenses equals operational profit. There is cash flow from investment activities, and there's cash flow from financing activities, right? The latter mentioned there are debt proceeds. So all of those are different types of cash flow. Lines of credit, SBA loan, putting your own equity into the business. Like these are all examples of financing and investment cash flow. So cash flow is more important than profit because you need it now and later. You only need profit later. And so this is the type of stuff that we work through, that we talk through when we're talking with these candidates. And so, we are a CPA resource that we are a CPA tool on the tool belt of resources for franchise professionals like franchise consultants to tap into when they're working with buyers to help talk through these things. So, for example, entity structure. Should you be structured, if you're buying a business, should you be structured as an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp? If it's an LLC, is it going to be a single member LLC or a multi-member LLC taxed as a partnership? If a single member LLC is going to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, or is it going to be taxed as an S Corp or a C corporation? You can tell, there's like lots of different things. Should you invest in your business with what's known as a Rob C Corp? That's rollover as business startup. It's a C corporation structure that involves retirement plan funding. Does that make sense in certain situations? SBA loan with cash, home equity line of credit, securities backed line of credit, 401k participant loan for up to $50,000, credit cards, the bank of family and friends, right? Like all of these different things are on the table when it comes to funding strategy. And then we always take a look at it from the angle of strategic tax, right? Strategic tax, which is what a lot of the other people that are involved in the process tournament, like a franchise consultant is not a CPA, right? Someone who an SBA loan officer or a Rob's vendor, they are not CPAs, right? We are CPAs. We are accounting and tax professionals. We look at the entire entity structure and funding strategy from the angle of a strategic CPA and taking tax savings into consideration as well. If you're going to do a brick and mortar build out and you've got a $500,000 build out or more, and a lot of it's in fixed assets, and you also have a 6-figure W-2 job during that year, then there's a big strategy there to try to structure as a flow through entity so you can take that loss. You can take that loss and have it flow through to your personal return, where it's going to wipe out either all or a good chunk of your W-2 income. So these are just examples of the things that we talk about when we have these calls with these franchise buyers. How do you make sense of a pro forma financial statement? How do you put one together if you're just given a blank spreadsheet? How do you determine the value of a resale if the seller provides you their tax returns and their financial statements for the last couple of years? We dive into all this stuff, and then we also have beyond the initial consultation calls, we can work with business buyers on, helping them put their SBA loan application together, which is going to include filling out a bunch of paperwork and providing a bunch of financial information, and also putting together pro forma financial projections in the event that that you're starting the franchise from scratch, that you're starting that franchise location from scratch. These are all examples of things that we talk about. If you are working with a franchise buying candidate and they start having questions in the context of accounting, tax, entity structure, funding, et cetera, they may already have a great CPA, and that's awesome. There are other great CPAs out there that's still a thing. But many of them either don't have a CPA, or many of them have a CPA that is not the right CPA for what they're trying to do. And what I mean by that is not only do they not know a lot of things that they should, because they maybe, for example, they're just more geared towards personal income tax return preparation, for example. Also, CPAs tend to be conservative by nature. And so if a CPA is approached with like, hey, I'm looking to buy this business, the CPA might feel an obligation to justify their fee that they're going to charge for that analysis by poking holes in the deal. And, they're poking so many holes in the deal, finding all the problems with it, as opposed to all the benefits of it. And next thing you know, the candidate is just scared and they just back out of the opportunity, and they go back to corporate because business ownership just sounds too scary and complicated, right? So, the problem that we solve at Reader CPA Group is you're not going to get that with us, right? Unless there's a red flag that needs to be discussed, of course. So I am an entrepreneurial CPA, okay? I own multiple businesses. I truly believe that being a business owner is a vital part of the real American dream. And so, with that being said, when you have your candidates talk to an entrepreneurial CPA like me and my team, you can have the peace of mind that unless there are red flags, right? Like if there are red flags, those red flags have to get brought up. We're not here to blow up a deal. If someone wants to get out of corporate and throw their hat in the ring as a business owner, God bless them. That's what, big part of like what makes this a great country, and I am so passionate about helping them make that a reality with the advice that my team and I give them from day one when we first meet. And so what all this does is that, we're providing value to multiple people in the equation, right? We're obviously providing value to the franchise buying candidate, because the franchise buying candidate, they are like, they need help, they need guidance, right? And so, they're making a big investment, and so we're going to give them that help and guidance. And we're providing value to the franchise consultant, because the franchise consultant's not a CPA. And if they were to just say, go talk to your CPA, well, a lot of people don't have a CPA, or a lot of people are just TurboTaxing up until like now this stage, right? And then you bring in the wrong CPA can blow up the deal. And so we're helping franchise consultants by just, being part of their team. Like I view myself as a team member on the team of a bunch of franchise consultants all across the country. I view myself as a team member on the team of advisors for all of my clients, right? Like, like whether you're a franchise consultant, like you're the captain of that team. Like if you're the client, like you're the captain of your business, like you're the franchise player, right? You're the franchise quarterback. And I, as your CPA, I'm going to strive to be your reliable tight end, right? Like if you're like, we're in 2024, right? Like, so it's like, if you're Patrick Mahomes, I'm your Travis Kelce, And so, I'm going to play my role as a CPA and make sure that all things accounting, tax, financial management related, as it comes to your business, are going to be optimal. Right. And I'll say it in closing one more time, right? Like as a CPA firm working with franchise buyers, we are here to add value during the franchise buying process, to advise on all things accounting, tax, entity structure, funding, financial projections or financial pro formas, resale financial statement due diligence, looking at the seller's financial statements when we're buy side due diligence on a resale, and looking at the financial related items in the franchise disclosure document, items 5, 6, 7, 19, and 21. We dive deep into all this stuff with franchise buyers all across the country, 365 days out of the year. It's super fun. It's our passion. It's my passion. This is my purpose in work life. This is what it's all about. So hit me up. You got all my contact information. Me and my team will take great care of you, whether you're a franchise buyer or a franchise consultant. All right, everyone. Michael, Reader CPA, owner of Reader CPA Group. See ya.